Hello, Sagittarius. This is going to be your general tarot reading for May 2021. I actually just did your reading. I was 3/4 into it when I realized that it never recorded it. So I'm battling a tiny bit of frustration right now. I just wasted all of that time and a really nice reading, you guys. You guys had an amazing reading, and I was so close to being done with it. And rather than trying to recreate it all over again, I'm just going to start from scratch all over. So here we go. I apologize for this coming out so late. I've been doing a lot of hardcore yard work, like hauling giant rocks and making a rock wall and digging a giant hole in rocks and sand. So my body actually just got really, really exhausted, and I could barely move and barely function because of the pain that I was in, and had a whole lot of other things going on too. So long story short, I apologize. Forgive me. And this reading is for you if you are Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius moon, or a Sagittarius Venus. This reading may or may not resonate for you. Certain parts of the reading may resonate with you strongly, other parts of the reading may not. If for some reason this reading does not resonate for you, you may want to check out your other placements readings and see if any of those resonate for you more. So, let's see what will come out now. It's always interesting. This has happened to me a few times, a handful of times over the past 3 years. And it always blows me away how similar the two readings will be. They're never identical. That would be completely impossible. But it's pretty interesting to see what elements will still carry out onto this one. And it sucks that it didn't record it because there was some pretty specific messages in there for someone. So let's see. For this month, I'm using the Spiral Tarot. And for your clarifiers, I'm going to be using the Edmund Duloc Tarot. If you would like to skip through this part and just go straight to the beginning of the reading, there is a timestamp down below in the description box. And that way you can just start at the very beginning of the actual reading itself. All right. I just want to make sure that they're really thoroughly shuffled. All right. Here we go again. 11 cards. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll keep that one. 11. Okay. Let's see what comes out now. Oh, very, very different, you guys. This is very different from the last reading, although at least it ends up on a good note. Wow, this is, wow, look at that. On either side, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and then you have the King of Pentacles straddling your main experience here. All right. Before I start, let me grab a clarifier. Ooh, nice. Let me pick one more. Nope, I'm putting that back. Let me shuffle. Tell me more about strength. Okay. All right. Your central experience for May 2021 is Major Arcana Strength. You had a Leo card in the last version of this reading, so there might be a prominent Leo in your life, or you may have planets yourself in Leo, or some kind of position in Leo in your astrology chart. But that aside, you look really, really strong in yourself. You are capable, you're physically strong, you have energy, you're feeling incredibly creative, sure of yourself, confident, an ability to walk with strength and gentleness at the same time. To be strong but gentle. And you may be leading something, you may be organizing something, leading something. With it, you have the Ace of Pentacles. This could be a new hobby, a new interest, a new talent, a new job, a new home, a new relationship, a new skill that you're learning. Looks like if this is a new skill that you're learning, you are extremely talented with it, or you already have pre-existing talents for it. And it looks like you could possibly take this a long way forward and continue to develop this. And it looks like it's something that you really enjoy. And if this is the beginning of a relationship or someone that you have met that you would like to get to know better, it looks like you are very like-minded, or you have similar interests, or your interests may be different from one another's, but you're both interested in learning the other person's interests. Like you know, when you get to know someone, you really enjoy their company and they introduce you to music that you're not familiar with, but it turns out to be music that you absolutely love. Or they're introducing you to something that you realize you have an interest in yourself, and that way you can do this together. And vice versa. You may be teaching someone else some new interests that they take off and run with. And this can also be a new way of making money from your talents. In here, you also have the Chariot. So it looks like you definitely have goals here, or you definitely have something in particular that you want to take yourself to. You may also be thinking of traveling, or potentially going on some kind of a trip, or visiting a certain location, or taking yourself to a certain destination, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, or a tangible goal that you have that you are taking yourself towards. You seem very clear to me. You don't seem confused at all. You seem very clear, like you know what you want, you know how to get it, or how to go towards it. Oh, there goes the dog. Okay, hang on. Okay, just making sure that it's filming. All right. Should I pick anything else on this? Sure, why not? Let's pick one of these. Tell me more about Strength, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Chariot. If you have begun a new way of making money, or a new interest that can bring in money, as in a talent that you have, or a hobby that could be turned into a way of making money, it looks like it has the potential here to actually become something and to continue to get stronger over time. Let's see, anything else? To be fair, it seems like things are equalizing or becoming more even keeled. You're very clear headed up here. You seem very clear about what you want or who you are or your abilities. And I see a tempering going on up here with you're on your best. I don't want to use those words. I don't like that phrase. I feel like you are able to stay calm, to approach situations with what could be solved, what could be worked out, or to see other people's sides or opinions or perceptions in a matter. You want to, yeah, I'm just going to say it. You want to be on your best behavior, or not that you have to behave yourself, but you seem very strong and calm and not going to extremes here. You seem very temperate and very on a nice, even keeled groove here, where you've kind of got the hang of how to regulate your energy and how to behave in situations that bring about the best results, but not by being false to yourself or like repressing yourself in any way or pretending to be something that you're not. And I'm not talking about that. This is being genuine, but also your energy seems very adult or mature or calm or able to handle things no matter what kinks happen. Like if you're on a travel someplace, if things go wrong, if a tire needs to be changed or there are setbacks, it seems like you're able to stay calm and you're able to work with what you've got and just to kind of have a hands-on approach where any problem that comes along, no problem. You can figure it out. There's nothing really stopping you. Even if there are, you're able to handle things as they're thrown at you. Let's put it that way. And you may very well be starting to get to know someone who may be a fellow fire sign or specifically a Leo or have planets in Leo. It looks like a good friendship, like a friendship that has the potential to turn into a romance if you want it to. This could even be just a kindred spirit or a good friend. This doesn't even have to be relationship related, but it just seems like you're enjoying someone's company and you admire them or they admire you. You have a lot of mutual respect for each other. Or something can be resolved or something can be handled in the proper way where if you have had differences with someone else, it's able to be adjusted where you can get along with each other or work together. And if you happen to be in a if you happen to be in a leadership position, like if you're organizing something, if you're a boss, if you are handling other people and kind of directing them to what needs to be done, you're doing it in a very respectful way where you are not intimidating. They like you. The people that work for you like you. The people that are working with you on some kind of project that you're organizing. There's a lot of good dynamics between people involved. Even though you're kind of in charge of something, you're not doing it with a fist. You're doing it with kindness, or you're doing it with motivation, positive motivation concerning other people where you are very highly respected, or this project that you're working on will come to a very good result because the interpersonal communication involved among people is very good, and you also will stand your ground or lay down some laws in a gentle way of how people should treat one another as well, yourself aside. Like if you see people are starting to bicker, or people are not working together, you're actually able to motivate others at this time to really want to work together and to settle differences that they might have with each other, which is great. That's great. So let's move on. Your challenge is the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, that's pretty simple. Okay. I'm getting here that you are supposed to work with other people. You are not meant to work on your own at this time. If you tried to do whatever this is, whatever your goal is that you're trying to do, if you tried to do it completely on your own, for whatever reasons right now, it would be 10 times as slow and possibly a little bit overwhelming for you, or it would make you feel lonely, like you really need companionship at this time, or to be around other people, or when you have other people working with you on something, it goes 10 times faster than if you were trying to do it on your own. If you're trying to build something on your own, like if you were planting a garden, or if you were building a house, let's use an analogy. If you were building a house, if you tried to build the house by yourself, it could take decades to build the house. But if you have other people pitch in, friends, neighbors, people in the community, even if you have only an allotted amount of money that you can spend, this may not be something like hiring a crew to help you build your house. This could be inviting the community in to do what little parts that they can do simply out of wanting to help, or out of volunteer work, or wanting to help others in the community. It would get done a lot faster than if you were trying to do this on your own. And there is a way for people to feel satisfied with fairness over payment as well. Others want to help, and you have it, so why not? But also something can be arranged, whether it's a trade or something can be arranged where they don't feel like where they feel as though they're going to receive something back for this. I don't know if, let's use the example of you're building something. You could arrange it where later on, after they help you build it, they could utilize the space for workshops they want to teach, or a party that they want to host, or that they could use the space occasionally for future pursuits that they want to do. In that way, it's worth it for them to help you build something, as if they can partially use some of it in the future, or something to that effect. Something can be worked out here. But you are not supposed to be doing things on your own at this time. I'm getting that partnership is very important at this time for you, and if you go in that direction, if you invite others into the picture, it might be for some reason you're kind of protective of whatever this thing is, and it's like you may be dealing with some small little parts of you that are afraid you're going to lose control of this project if you allow other people to come into it. But I don't see that in here, so don't worry about having your ideas stolen from you, or other people taking credit for something that is actually yours, or something like that. I wouldn't worry about that at all. That shouldn't be stopping you from inviting other people into this. And if anything, I see like there are skills that you will learn from others, and there are skills that you have that others will learn from you. And so it's mutually benefiting everyone. But your challenge is you shouldn't be trying to do something on your own at this time, and you should be working with others. But let me see if I get anything more about it. Tell me more about the Nine of Pentacles as what is hindering them. You also may just simply be completely sick of being single if you are single. It seems like you want to socialize, you want to meet people, you want to get to know people, possibly involve yourself in some kind of a club or a class or a workshop or some kind of community pursuit or some kind of volunteer work that you are doing that would enable you to be able to network or to meet contacts, meet people. It feels like you're done being alone. Even, you can't control relationships, like you can't make someone just show up and be with you, but romantic relationships aside, you can definitely get out there and meet people. Let's see. Tell me more about the Nine of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you shouldn't be working alone. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. It just backs up what I just said. You need to work with others. Or it could be if you really just don't want to work with others, if you really just want to create your own thing and then possibly sell it, or create your craft and then open it up to the community to see if you have buyers or to see if you have customers or people that are interested in what you do. If you're trying to start your own business where you are self-employed, basically, it looks like it may come off to a slow start in the beginning, and it's going to take extra time, or it's going to take some time for it to unfold. But it does look like you will have clients, you will have customers, you will be making money. But again, I'm getting a similar message, which is it would help if you could network more or possibly learn more about marketing what you do, where it gets more people's attention than the small network that you're working with right now. Possibly look into marketplaces like flea markets, marketplaces, groups, maybe showcase what you do it depends on what you do. If it's some kind of performance art, let's say, strength is up here, which is Leo, that can be performance. If you're a performer, you may want to look into if there are any schools that would like to have you on for a day to show and get paid by the school to do some kind of performance for the school. Or if there's it's hard to say it, if there's like a community building or a community space that you could somehow get involved with, it would open you up to more possibilities here than sticking with just one marketplace or one place. It's like you take yourself to different places where you can showcase what you do. And possibly it would help if you met others that do the same thing so that you can kind of exchange notes or, meet people through each other, knowing each other, or meet client base based off of knowing each other, or to get reviews or feedback or recommendations, to get more creative with it, with what you're doing. Outdoor markets for someone. Okay, let's move on. What is helping you is the Eight of Wands. This could be travel. This could be the winds of change are blowing, and there are opportunities that are speeding around right now. Things are speeding up. What is helping you is things are speeding up. Maybe you have been through some kind of a lull where things were very slow, and you weren't sure if things were progressing, or you weren't sure if things were going to grow. It seems as though something is happening now, and you see things speeding up and happening more quickly, and possibly a lot of opportunities up in the air, or a lot of rapid comings and goings. There may be a lot more people headed your way, or a lot more clients headed your way, or possibilities for travel headed your way. You may even have visitors where you have people come and visit you all of a sudden, or you have to fly in an airplane to go somewhere, or just travel is possible. Things are up in the air, but they're moving now. Things are moving now. You see progress, or you see things happening. So that's a good thing. If you were waiting for something to arrive, it looks like it arrives very quickly. Let me see if I get any more on that. I think opportunities are speeding your way, and that is definitely helping you. You might be going to some kind of a convention, or a meeting of sorts. Let's see. If things were slow with business, it could be possible that things are going to speed up. The Wheel of Fortune, yes. Pay attention. There may be opportunities headed your way, and you need to pay attention for when they arrive, or to get ready for when they arrive. Or if this is a relationship and someone that you're getting to know, it looks like it's a good relationship where there's a lot of humor, there's a lot of joking, there's a lot of laughter. You make each other laugh. You have mutual interests, or similar enough interests where you can fascinate each other by teaching each other what the other one has not been exposed to. It just looks amazing if this is a new relationship that you have either entered, or you're getting to know someone that you may be in a relationship with. And it looks like things are progressing very quickly with it. Like, you see progress with a relationship. You're getting to know someone and it just starts to take off. Or you may be traveling with someone that you would like to get to know better. That's a great way to get to know someone. You know, when you're first getting to know someone, there's the pitter patter feeling, and there's the excitement of getting to know them. Oftentimes we want to impress the person. We want to show our best self to them in order to lure them in. You know, there's an excitement, there's a romance to it. There's a breathlessness to it at times. When people are trying to show their best selves to each other and impress each other, sometimes they may try to hide aspects of their nature that they don't want you to know about. But the greatest way to really get to know someone is to go on a road trip with them. You can tell each other stories along the way. You get to know each other better. You see sides of them that you wouldn't see any other way than being with them that closely for like a road trip or a few days or something. See them in social situations. If this isn't a relationship, this looks like the fates are turning their eye on you, or you've gotten the attention of the fates, and it looks like you have some kind of a blessing or some kind of luck speedily flying your way. And this may be an opportunity for travel as well, possibly long-term or long-distance travel, probably by airplane is my guess with all these wands in the air, but it doesn't have to be an airplane. If you have put a lot of your heart and soul into a talent or something that you're trying to grow, it looks like you see results almost immediately, or you're receiving signs that that's the way to go. Maybe you're looking for kind of like a sense of direction of, you know what you're doing, but you're looking for a sense of direction of which areas would be the best to go in for the best results. It looks like you're being led, or you're being pushed in a particular direction by the fates, by circumstances, by synchronicity, by clues, by signs, omens. And if you go with it, it looks like it takes you in a really good direction. So All right. Here, I'll show you what I was looking at. There is the Eight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. If you are flexible and adaptable, and if you just kind of wing it and see where things take you, it looks like it initiates something into motion where later on you look back over it and say, wow, I didn't even realize what was going on at the time. But if I hadn't gone in that direction, or if I hadn't gone to that place, or if I hadn't met that person, none of this would have happened. So don't be afraid to try new things. Not that you Sagittarians have a hard time with that, but yeah. I don't know why, but I got the words, if at first you don't succeed, then try again. Maybe this is something you've already tried to do, and for whatever reasons it just wasn't growing, or something, it just wasn't going anywhere. But if you try again, possibly with a slightly different method or in a slightly different direction than before, it looks like this version of it, or this time, maybe it was a timing thing. If you try again, it looks like you will probably have success with it. So, and that could be with a person too. You know, maybe you had a friend that you thought you could possibly have a relationship with, and it just didn't really work out that way. You remained friends, you're on very good terms, and you enjoy each other's company, but for whatever reason a relationship didn't happen out of it. It looks like there may be a chance for a relationship to occur now for some reason. Maybe they just weren't in the right spot, who knows, or you weren't. So at your root you have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, let me pick more on it. Tell me more about the Five of Pentacles. Why do they have this as the root of the situation? The World. And the Knight of Wands, that's your card. Judgment. Yeah, I'm getting some kind of specific words in my head with this. Well, I'll just tell you what I see. First, I'll show you what I picked, or what came out. There's the Five of Pentacles, the World, the Knight of Wands, which is your own card. It's kind of a weird version of the Knight of Wands, honestly. And there is Judgment. Okay, so if you have had a goal or something that you've been trying to have happen, possibly a new business of yours where you are the boss, or you are self-employed, or you're doing your own thing, it's important to get feedback and input, and possibly even get other people's help in this. For some reason, I get that you tried to do it all solely on your own, and it just wasn't really growing or proceeding, or it wasn't really going anywhere. It kind of was at a standstill, or a lot of people looked, but they didn't really buy anything, or use this as a metaphor, you guys. Something about the way that you thought about it, or the way that you approached it, something about it just didn't really seem to be panning out. And you seem to be having a breakthrough right now where you've you kept on waiting for it to grow, kept on waiting for it to grow. You were like, any day now it'll start to get better. But it just didn't really seem to be growing that much. Or I think for a while you had a lot of hope for it, but eventually you just started to lose faith, or you started to realize, okay, maybe this isn't going to grow, you know. It looks like before possibly you were thinking about it in a particular way, or there was a particular attitude. Trigger warning, I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings or make you feel like I'm criticizing you. It's just I'm telling you what I see in here. And this may not be your reading, who knows? You'll know whether it resonates or not. You might have been a little crafty with it, or a little too planned, or a little possibly set in your ways with it, or it just wasn't the right it wasn't the right time, or it wasn't the right group of people, or it wasn't the or there was somebody involved in it with you that turned out not to really to kind of be selfish and not really think about I don't know, it's like you wanted to keep your ideas to yourself, or you didn't want to share your ideas with others, and in fear that they might take off with it and run with your own idea or your own patent. You know more than me on what your talent is or what you do. You are maybe afraid of something being stolen from you, whether it was a patent or a manuscript, or something, an idea that you had that was an original idea where that doesn't exist in the world, and someone else may have taken it, or you were afraid of it, and so you were very secretive about how you did it. Or another way I could say it or look at it is you had to work with what you had. You may have not started off with a whole lot of resources to fund this, whatever it is. And so you've been just trying to do your best with what you've got. It might be for some reason you are figuring out a brilliant idea of how you could get the tools that you need to do this, or to get better tools than what you have. Maybe it was also a lot of it was because of things going on in the world with COVID restrictions, or people not being able to travel, or people not having as much money, so there hasn't been as much of a demand for what you do. But it looks like things are changing, and there may be some areas of how you did this that you are refining now, where you're recognizing, okay, what aspects of this actually seemed to draw something in, and what aspects of it did not seem to really go anywhere. The aspects of this that didn't really seem to go anywhere, you need to scrap it and just release it, and not follow through with that aspect of it anymore. Instead, go with the parts of it that seemed to have results, and work with that and take off with that. But also, it's okay to have other people involved in this with you if that's possible, or to even just get other people's input. I know maybe you had somebody that discouraged you, or gave you the attitude that you wouldn't be able to do that, or you'll be a failure, or it's not going to work out. And the fact that things grew so slowly might have made you feel a tiny bit resentful or upset, almost as if like somehow they called it into being, or not that they did, but I don't know, there's just like a feeling of a lack of support, or a lack of encouragement, or a lack of growth. Maybe that made you feel like you wanted to prove to that person or that group that you could do it. And so you kept up with it longer than perhaps you normally would have, simply just to see if you could prove them wrong, or if they were wrong. But you shouldn't be letting other people's opinions like that interfere with your self-esteem or even whether or not you go with something or not. It sucks when that happens. You're excited about starting something new, you have the talent for it, and then people around you doubt you, your abilities, or the fact that you'll be able to be successful with it, and that kind of like can drain on your own energy and then make you doubt yourself. But it looks like for whatever reasons, if there was a timing thing involved with this, where it was just not the right time for some reason, it looks like it's the right time now. And if you can kind of like readjust, I'm not getting that you're supposed to scrap this. It feels like it's important to you and it does have the chance to become something. But you might need to readjust something about how you're doing it or look into ways that you didn't see before that you could get extra funding or the tools that you need that are the proper tools. Sometimes when we don't have the right tools, it takes twice as long to make something. Like I do woodburning art. I do a lot of different kinds of art, but one of the kinds of art I work with is woodburning wood. My old wood burner was very hard to work with, and it didn't make a mark very, like it would overburn or it would underburn or it didn't have the right shaped tip, and it made it twice as hard and twice as much time to actually do a picture with it. And then one day I just decided to invest in a new wood burner with multiple tips, and oh my gosh, I mean, it was like 3 times faster than what I was using before. And it ends up saving money that way too, saving time, saving money. You come out with a better product or you come out with a better work of art than trying to work with what you have. Sometimes we need to upgrade. And it's okay to bring other people in to this if you feel it doesn't feel like anyone would take advantage of you at all. You may even want to ask other people to kind of put a good word out there for you, like to market your stuff for you or to advertise your stuff for you or to give you testimonials that you can show people on people's feedback of your services. Something about advertisement needs to be improved. So anyway, you may be worried that your money situation is not going to get better, but I see that it is going to get better, much, much better. So don't let that stop you or make you feel like something isn't meant to be or you should just give up. I'm getting that you shouldn't give up. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And if you try again, it looks like there's the very strong possibility that things could actually work out this time. So don't give up if it means that much to you, or if it's a talent that you have. How could you give up on your talent? You know, as long as you enjoy your talent. Some people don't enjoy certain talents that they have, or they don't enjoy turning it into a business. Some things are meant to be interests or hobbies or something that you do just for fun instead of having to do it all the time. But this seems like something that you are talented at. So, in the recent past, there is the Queen of Pentacles, which is a Capricorn court card. This is, I love this version of her. She always just looks so laid back in it, like she's outside in a beautiful garden. She has her goat with her. She's got her foot up. She's relaxing. She looks very informal. Look, she has sand. She has bare feet. She's a queen with bare feet. I'm assuming that that is like an armrest that her foot is on. If that's a sandal, there's no strap. So she has to be barefoot here. Queens being barefoot, that is very unusual. This is a very laid back queen. So looks like perhaps recently you kind of took some time out to possibly reflect, relax, take it easy. Your attitude up here with to be fair and strength and the Ace of Pentacles looks very laid back, very calm, very collected. very relaxed, very informal, but not coming off as being able to be taken advantage of. It looks very good to me. I like it. I like the attitude and I like the energy of it. So let's see if we can get anything else. And this is also, money, business, your talents, manifestation. Maybe you've been daydreaming or visualizing what your goal is or what you would like to how you would like to see things grow in what you would like to see things grow into and what that looks like so that you have something in mind to work towards. Or you have poured a lot of energy into something and it has blossomed or it has become something stable to the point where now you can kind of take a step back and relax and it kind of takes care of itself, or other people are involved where you have more free time to relax instead of trying to do it all on your own. So let's see. There is the Three of Pentacles. Growth, prosperity, growth, clients, customers. In this one, it looks like this potter is in a bazaar or a marketplace where you get to showcase what you do publicly for other people to see. And it looks like this man is thinking about buying something, but he's not actually buying anything. They're just kind of talking and he's checking out what he does. Maybe you had a lot of people that admired your talent or that appreciated your talent or looked like they may buy something, but you just weren't getting as many customers. And now it looks like, or recently, you have realized that there is a potential for growth here, or you do see movement happening. Again, this was what was helping you as things are speeding up. It may be that, you guys probably do this too, but when you're window shop, if you're visiting a place for a couple of days and it's a special place where, as keepsakes or mementos of your trip or memories for your trip, you want to get one or two special things, as souvenirs or even gifts for loved ones at home to bring back to them from your trip. When you have 3 days, the first day may be spent checking out all of the shops. The second day may be going back over your favorite things. And then on the third day, deciding which one would be the best investment or which one would be the best thing to buy. And then get it on your last day and then you go home. It's a better way to shop than impulse shopping, I'll tell you that much, especially when you only have a certain amount of money. You want to make sure you're getting things that are the ultimate thing you would have spent your money on out of all of the things available. It may be somebody without your knowledge has noticed your abilities, but they haven't said anything, or they haven't bought anything, but they think about it, or they're envisioning getting up the money to be able to purchase something, or they admire your work and eventually down the line they end up buying something possibly for Mother's Day for their mom or something like that, or a birthday present for their child. And it's not that they weren't interested. It's not that they didn't want to buy anything. It's just they were taking their time and they kind of observed what you did first. But it looks like just recently, maybe you're getting more feedback now. Or because it's hard to know what this guy is thinking. Is he thinking, wow, that piece of artwork is amazing? Or is he thinking, it's okay? When people are looking at what you do, if they don't say anything or don't buy anything, you have no idea what they actually think. Do they like it? Do they not like it? What's going on? Do people not want what I'm producing? But it looks like you finally get feedback, which is very encouraging. And you may be noticing that you're having more people drawn to what you do. And you see growth happening finally. or people are commissioning you to do something all of a sudden, or this person comes back and says, 3 months ago I noticed your art and I just thought it was completely phenomenal. I'm back again for a weekend trip and I would love to buy this for my aunt or whatever. And you had no clue that they even admired your artwork. And it comes as a surprise, but it's a very pleasing, wonderful surprise to hear this because you weren't sure. So, looks good. Looks good, you guys. And this is odd. Your best possible outcome is the Eight of Cups. I believe didn't you get this earlier? Did you? Or was that the last? Was this from the first Sagittarius reading? I think it was. This came out in the other reading. I was almost finished with. Your best possible outcome is to move on from possible emotional disappointment, past experiences that still linger with you emotionally, a past situation where you were not emotionally fulfilled at all, and your best possible outcome is to move towards what would actually fulfill you. You're walking away from an unsatisfactory situation, or a situation that you realize is just not satisfying or fulfilling, and you're choosing to go explore, to go see what else is out there, to look into a new journey, a new experience where you could possibly find what you long for. This could be leaving old emotional baggage behind. This could be leaving a familiar situation behind as well that you've outgrown. And your heart's not in it anymore. And so you're choosing to walk away and walk towards the future, or walk towards something new. This doesn't look traumatic to me, or it doesn't feel traumatic, so it's not like a super difficult thing or anything. It just is a melancholy sort of a feeling. It's like you're leaving behind an old experience, or an old memory even, that you may be attached to, and certain parts of it were not satisfying you, but there were some really good moments in it as well. So it's kind of like a sad kind of a release, but it's not horrible. Let's see. Tell me more about why the Eight of Cups is helping them, or is their best possible outcome. I'm sorry. Why is this their best possible outcome? Leaving past disappointments behind. Not taking the past disappointments with you. Choosing to go towards optimism or something new. The Tower. You have outgrown something. A large experience, possibly, or a long-term situation. You have completely outgrown it. You might have some anxiety, actually, about moving away from this. I'm not sure why, but even though you're having some anxiety about going towards the unknown, it looks like you're still determined to do so anyway as your best possible outcome. And if you don't let your anxiety or your fears get to you on outcomes here, because nothing is set in stone here. Anything could happen, and you might be wasting your energy and time feeling anxious about something that isn't going to happen, and then you've wasted all that energy. So don't let your fears or anxieties stop you from going with the new. There's the Moon. This is a very emotional experience. The Eight of Cups, the Tower, and the Moon. And look, there's the Moon right there. Here is the tower that she is leaving behind. And look, it looks like she's in a tower. It looks like this girl is in a tower, and there is a precipice or a windowsill or an actual threshold of a doorway that she could go outside to and see what's out there. Is someone watching? Do you have a mild form of agoraphobia, or a fear of leaving the house, or a fear of leaving the familiar? Because look, in this image, the tower is solid, it's not crumbling, but there are howling wind spirits outside that feel very threatening or ominous or just kind of scary or anxiety causing. And are you afraid that if you step outside there will be something dangerous in the air? Or whether this is COVID, or whether this is anxiety, I'm not getting social anxiety here. I'm getting a fear of the unknown, or the fear of what's out there, or leaving safety behind. But what is this going to be? But look, through the open doorway is the moon, and then there is the moon, and I love this version of the moon. It really emphasizes the comforting, motherly, and maternal aspects of the moon, because look, it's two people that look like they are companions, or they are good friends. They're very supportive of each other, or they're in this together. Maybe you want to go see someone you haven't seen in a long time that you really enjoy the company of, that you feel very close to. It's like a soulmate or a kindred spirit that you can be yourself with. Or this may be, you know how they say the moon rules attraction between lovers. It's the feminine version of fertility. Looks like you're ready for intimacy, or you're ready to experience something new, possibly seek out a new relationship or a new person, or get to know someone more. Or you feel like somewhere out there, you can find other kindred spirits or other people to relate to that you can feel supported by. It looks like this woman in the tower is completely alone, and she longs for friendship, or she longs for connections with others, or emotional, deep connections with others. And she's willing to, even though she's anxious about it, or something about this is scary, she's willing to do what it takes to go towards what she longs for. And it has a very good potential of her finding it. And it looks like these people up in the clouds are actually possibly listening to her thoughts. Maybe these are angels, or maybe these are her spirit guides. Maybe these are ancestral spirits of hers, and they are connected, or they feel very connected to her, even though she may not even be aware that they're there. Maybe when she looks out the window, she just sees the stars and the moon. She does not see these spirits up in the clouds watching her. And it seems like in your alone moments, maybe you wish for certain things, or you talk out loud to yourself about how you feel, or you try to process what you're going through, or you long for something different from what you've been experiencing. And even though you think that you're alone, you're actually being listened to. It seems like spiritual forces around you that look out after you are paying attention to what you're going through, or how you feel, or what you long for, and they are rooting you on. They are protecting you. You don't have to worry about bad things happening if you take a risk, regardless of any anxiety you may feel. I see protective spirits that are looking out after you and will make sure that nothing bad will happen to you, or what you fear will not happen. But it's almost like they're waiting to see what you'll do. Or you have spiritual forces that care a great deal about you and what goes on with you, and they want the best for you, and they want to see you be brave, and they're rooting you on. It's like you've got an audience, even though you don't realize you do. Pretty amazing. Spirit may be listening to you more than you think, and they may even be thinking up something to help you. They're thinking up something. You may have hidden allies that you are not aware of, where you may notice good things starting to happen. You're not sure where it came from. Or you notice certain breakthroughs happening or certain things working out. Or again, there are people, either people or spiritual forces or both. It's like you're being noticed. Where is it? Here. Is it? You're being noticed by spiritual forces. Wow, I just almost got chills. You are much loved, or you are marveled at, even by spirits. It's like you're completely unaware of it, but you are being marveled at. You're marvelous. And it's almost like you're a rare bird, or people like you don't come along every day, or don't develop every day. Interesting. So you may have something happen that's almost like a miracle, or I don't know. Wow, okay. So in the future, wow, very different, you guys. Nice. The King of Pentacles. This could be an ally, a friend, a person who's a guide for you. This can be an aspect of yourself. This can be your future life. Looks like you're kind of on top of things, or you're doing well, or you feel very solid and secure in what you're doing. You may have an increase in money or prosperity or reputation, or this could also be somebody else. Let me get more on it. Yeah, that energy from before almost kind of have you seen that movie, The Truman Show? You know how in the beginning, at least, before he figures out what's happening, he talks to himself in the mirror in the bathroom, but really people are watching him and he doesn't realize it. Or there are people he has no clue about that are rooting him on because he's really in love with that one girl. You remember there's like the wife that is an actress and she doesn't actually really love him. And whether or not he knows it, he's in a loveless marriage. But there's that one girl that he really, really loved, that loves him back, or wanted to help him, or wanted to tell him the truth. And there are all those people watching him that are rooting him on to go and find her. But meanwhile, he has no clue that he's even being watched, or that other people are rooting him on at all. It's kind of like that. It's weird. Okay. Here, I'm just going to turn them all upright. Okay, tell me more about the King of Pentacles, please. In their future. Round and round. That's reminding me of the Wheel of Fortune. Thinker. Is this a business plan? Or thinking around and around? Raven. Your thoughts have been going around and around about plans, or maybe before you were, your thoughts were going around and around. It was like you were trying to figure something out, or you were trying to figure out why the energy was going around and around, didn't really seem to be going anywhere. Or your thoughts were going around and around in a loop with a particular strategy that wasn't really the right strategy, and you were trying to figure out what was the problem, or what needed to be adjusted, or if there's something you're missing here, but it looks like you figured out, or your mind gets out of a loop and you're actually able to figure out the best plan or the best way of doing something. Okay, Raven, that's enough. Or perhaps you were well, yeah, this is in the future though. This isn't in the past. Let me see if I get a little bit more. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles. Hi, Kitty. The Seven of Cups. Well, I think I'm holding the whole deck. No, I'm not holding the whole deck upside down. The Seven of Cups upside down. You're no longer boggled by choices, or you know what is the right approach to something, or you know what you actually wish for now. Maybe before you were confused on what was actually a possibility or what was an illusion, or what choices that were available to you were real and which choices were illusions, or you were wishing for some kind of a breakthrough in understanding how exactly to proceed with something, or what you truly longed for or needed. But it looks like you completely figured it out and you are no longer confused. You know exactly what you're doing and how to proceed from here. You may have actually even wished or asked your guides for help, or wished for something, and you perhaps even thought that what you were wishing for was an illusion, but then it turns out that it can actually become a reality after all. You have the Seven of Cups. You had it upside down though, which is even more confusing. This is confusion in general, and also knowing what your wish is, but not knowing whether or not your wish is possible, and emotional confusion concerning what is real and what is not real, or what is an illusion and what is real, as far as what's possible. But when it's upside down, it's even more confusing, and possibly your thoughts were going around and around in your head trying to figure it out. But it looks like either your wish has been granted, because after all, this is Aladdin and the genie. The genie just erupted out of the lamp, and Aladdin's lying down here in shock. He was not expecting a genie to come out of that lamp. It might be that you thought that a wish that you had wasn't possible, but then it turns out it actually is possible. Or if you were confused as far as what was possible or even what you wanted, it looks like you are no longer confused at all in the future, and it seems like something is happening, or you have manifested something. This could even be a person, you guys. This is very different from Sagittarian energy. This could actually be wishing for a person. And it seems like maybe you weren't sure whether they had the same kind of feelings for you, or if you would even ever meet anybody, and this doesn't have to be a man, by the way. It could be that a person comes into your life in the future that you've been wishing for. It's just you weren't really sure what they would look like or how they would show up exactly, but you are wishing for someone to show up. That's a possibility in here as well. Or this could even be a financial advisor or some kind of business advice from someone who is very savvy with those things, and something about if you take the advice, it can improve your situation significantly. This could even be a patron or a customer or someone who commissions you for something that has the money to pay you and pay you well for what you do. So you right now have the Tower. And the Tower was in here earlier, wasn't it? Wasn't the girl in the Tower? And she was thinking of leaving the Tower. It looks like if you don't leave the Tower is going to fall anyway. So either way, it looks like the Tower is not going to be hanging around, whether you do something about it or not. But let's find out what the Tower is exactly. The Tower was holding you back anyway, so even though it's kind of dramatic to have it crumble like that, it's actually a good thing. So let's see, what is the Tower that is crumbling? The Six of Cups. Oh, well, the Ace of Swords. In the previous reading that turned out not to be recorded, there was something about somebody who was having possibly a family dispute over whether or not a certain property should sell or whether they should sell it. It was something about grown siblings where an elder in the family is passing away, about to pass away, or has recently passed away. And there may be some arguments in the family about either inheritances or what should be done about a house, like whether to sell it or to keep it, or something about a piece of family land, or something passed on from the past to younger generations. And you may have fond memories of this place or childhood memories of going to this house or seeing this person, whether it's a grandparent or a parent or a grandaunt or a family member. But it looks like if you were the one that wanted to keep the house in the family instead of selling it, it looks like there may be some kind of an argument or a fight, and somehow the house sells, even though you wanted to hang on to it. Or you may be the one that wants to sell it. Maybe there are some bad memories in the house, or there's some hard memories. It's like your past staring you in your face. You may not want to be reminded of the past anymore, or you may not. It's very emotional for you to walk through this house because it brings up all of these memories from the past that you thought you were done with, or you had progressed, or you have a different life now. But it also may be bittersweet. Or, I hate to say it, but there might be an old place that you really, really love. A location, a place, a historical memory for you where it won't be the same again, like it's being revamped or it's being remodeled, or the old way it used to be it doesn't look the same anymore. It's like having an old favorite house be turned into a bed and breakfast or something, and they repainted a totally different color, and they ripped out the gardens and they put in parking lots instead, or just there's something going on here where something is very treasured to you, and it's like because of progress or because of modernization or things going on in the family, it's being revamped or even removed, or this could even be a favorite building of yours or a favorite house of yours being demolished, like a demolition type of thing, or it doesn't look anything like how you remember it. It looks completely different. It's kind of upsetting, actually. But that's one way of seeing this. Another way of seeing this is that you have decided to go with the future. You don't want to focus on the past anymore. The past no longer exists. And even though you may have some fond memories from the past, you may also be realizing that perhaps you've been thinking too much about the past, or you've been living in the past, or there's something about the past that you need to release. It's kind of like that Eight of Cups. There's something about the past that needs to be released so that you can walk on into the future. There's something about the past, the Six of Cups, that needs to fall away. There's the Tower. So that you can begin a new beginning, so you can go with a new way of thinking, a new way of understanding things, a new way of communicating, a new way of living your life, a new way of seeing things. So, in your surroundings, you have the moon. You had the moon earlier too as part of your best possible outcome. The moon is in your surroundings. Sensitivity. This could be a Pisces in your surroundings. This could be something about the full moon. The new moon is coming up soon. I think it's on the 11th, this coming Tuesday. And then the full moon will be 2 weeks later. Maybe something's beginning now that will culminate during the full moon. This could also be your mom comes to visit you, or you're finally able to see your mom. And you've been longing to go see your mom, or you want to go see your mom, or your mom's been thinking about you, and it looks like you will be able to see each other, or she's coming to visit, or you're going to go visit her, or your mom's looking out after you. This could be ancestral spirits or spirit guides. This could be a grandmother or even a great-grandmother in spirit that is somehow with you in your surroundings or wants to tell you something. Let me see. Let me get more. What is the moon trying to tell them in their surroundings? That you will have what you need. And if this person is somehow connected with the house that's being sold or crumbled, or things, some kind of physical representation of the past is no longer going to be there anymore, she wants you to know not to feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about it. It's okay. She's not attached to that anymore. And she also wants you to know that you will have what you need, and you will have fairness in the future when it comes to how you can provide for yourself, or building she struggled a lot in life, maybe when you were young, or she had some hard times in her life, but it looks like she's at peace now and wants you to know that she's there to protect you, look out for you, She wishes the best for you. She wants to see you actualize your dreams. Her situation was not fair, but she's letting you know that your situation can be fair, or that you will have what you need, or to take care of someone. You might need to take care of someone in your surroundings. Spirit guides aside, in 3D reality, you may need, in your surroundings, there may be somebody that cares about you a lot, or that you care about a lot, that needs your help and needs your assistance. So this could be caregiving. Maybe you're caring for someone in your environment, or helping someone to find some solutions to problems that they're facing at this time, possibly financially. Or this can also be investment, like getting the funding that you need to get started with something in your surroundings. Might have something to do with working with children or women, or making homes, building affordable housing. I don't know. Or creating a movie or a documentary about something. Interesting. You don't have to feel insecure or anxious about what is to come in the future when it comes to prosperity or money. It looks like your situation is going to improve, and you will, if you do need extra funding or money in order to get started with something, it looks like, or to continue with something, it looks like you'll get it. Or even with financing a home, like a home you want to move to or buy or find. It might be you're afraid of being homeless, or you're afraid of losing your home, or that you won't find the right home, but it looks as though you'll find it. And it may even be through word of mouth or through synchronicity. This could also be wanting to go into midwifery for some reason, or you are a midwife. And if business has been slow, or if you haven't been making enough, it looks like it's going to get better. Or working with hospice, or working with people that are dying. Caregiving. Really, Raven, come on. Okay, your fear is of arguments. It looks like you're in a nice even keel right now. You're not really in a mood for drama right now. You have a low tolerance for drama right now. Normally where you would be able to handle dynamics and quantum entanglements with other people and just things going on, it seems like you have a really low tolerance right now for drama and for all that, like gossip, or people's opinions, people fighting, people with that have a harsh way of communicating. You really just don't have the patience for it right now. You don't really want to disrupt your nice groove you've got going on with your mood. There might be some people that are a little bit overly demanding towards you, like they demand your attention, or they demand your help, or they demand you to be involved in their personal life somehow, but you just don't have it in you to do that right now. You're trying to stay even keeled and drama-less, and you just don't have the tolerance for it right now. So your fear is that you might have to actually get rude, like if someone keeps on insisting, you might have to break down, just be like, look, solve your own problems. I can't deal with your personal business right now. I'm sorry, or why don't you just get off my back, and you don't want that. You don't want to be brought to that state right now. You just don't have the patience for it. You're kind of afraid that other people are going to get too demanding on you. So you may, your hope is you may be able to raise your voice and say, hey, enough is enough. I just need some space. It's not personal. I just need some space. Or you just don't want arguments, or you just don't want to fight anymore, or fight for anything anymore. You need things to be easy right now. There's been too much stress already, and you just don't want it, and you can't do that anymore. So you're trying to stay as stress-free as possible. And your general outcome is the Ace of Cups. And I believe, didn't you have, or was that from the reading from before? I think it was. You have a new beginning, a new way of feeling. You feel extremely blessed and lucky, and you have some kind of a breakthrough happening in the future. If you've been wanting to get to know someone more, it looks like this is the beginning of love, or this has become love. Not just interest, not just passion, not just companionship. This is love. Or this could be you just are really happy and you see things happening in a good way and a new opportunity is opening up. Look, it's the Ace of Cups that your best possible outcome was saying you should walk towards. This is your best possible outcome. This is your general outcome. Look, the woman who is leaving the tower or the past experience behind is moving, is thinking, is a little bit insecure, a little bit sensitive about this. It's a big deal to walk over that threshold and leave the past behind and go on into the future, into the unknown. But look, it's the Ace of Cups right there. You've been wanting to go towards it, to have a new experience, to move on from past unfulfilling situations that you have outgrown. It looks like as your general outcome you get it, or you go towards it, or it happens, or you're in the new experience now. And this could be wanting to go see someone too that you're finally able to go see. Let's see if I get anything more on it. The High Priestess. You know exactly what it is that you want. And you know exactly what it is that you wish for. And you know more than me what this Ace of Cups is. You totally know what it is if this is your reading. So it looks like it happens. There's the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups. Just follow your intuition. And also I see more about spirit guides in here. She looks like a spirit guide to me. And again, I'm getting something about a feminine spirit guide. Or a guardian angel, or a ancestral spirit, or a something feminine, loving spirit that cares about you a great deal. Looks like they are aiding you and helping you towards this Ace of Cups. And it's important for you to follow your intuition towards this. Okay. I wish you all the best. I wish you the best in May. That was actually a really spectacular reading, you guys. It seemed very practical and very earthy, very pentacly. And you guys take care. I'll see you soon. Okay.